Tim, you guys were both on it.
Really?
Well, welcome to the January 21st, 2025 Middlebury Park and Recreation Board meeting. This is quite a monumental day. It really is. Well, number one, we have a visitor. Their name is?
Alex.
Alex, okay, welcome. We also have Allison Miller-Yawak is here with her first meeting. It's wonderful to have you here. Tim is relatively new here, so long story short, we have a full house. And we've been operating for one reason or the other with a missing member, but we have everybody today. That's wonderful. So let's go through the agenda. Everybody has read the minutes for the December 17th meeting. Is there any corrections, or does somebody wish to make a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Second? Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Okay, well,
I can introduce our guest.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. If you would, please.
Yep, this is Alex, and I can't remember your last name, Alex.
Gorsuch.
Oh, yeah, Gorsuch, that's right. Brother to Wes, yep. And he called up, was it a week or two ago?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, asking about using either Memorial Park or East Park to, for his missionary church, the Crystal Valley Missionary Church, where he's youth pastor. With ambition to read the entire New Testament in 24 hours.
Oh,
And, which is kind of cool to think about, but it is also something that if we allow that, so, we have an ordinance that's, parks close at night. So we would have to give some sort of permission to grant them to use it after hours. However, I talked to Mary about it as far as, other legal issues, and doesn't seem to be anything else that we would be worried about, so, but, so just, if there's anything you'd like to add to that, Alex, or
Should I?
it's totally up to you.
Well, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let me start with by saying I'm delighted to be here. I've not been to a meeting like this before. You all do a wonderful job. I love the parks that are available to us. Every time I put my kids to bed, we thank the Lord that we get to grow up in a lovely town. This was something that my wife and I didn't have access to so many beautiful parks, Riverbend Park, East Park, Memorial Park. Just beautiful. I love it.
Well, thank you.
So thank you so much for your work and diligence in that area. My youth students, which the Lord has graciously brought and given to me, are very ambitious, very hungry to serve the Lord. And this is something I had been thinking about. Wow, like so many Christians live their entire lives not reading their Bible. And we thought, first the entire Bible, but we thought maybe something a little more bite-sized, but still difficult to achieve is to read the entire New Testament in a 24-hour period. So the idea is to have a sign-up of 20 students, 4 adults, who would commit to being present the full 24 hours, with the exception of maybe a bathroom break here or there at the gas station, which would be very nice. But then to also have support from our church, which would provide cookies or drinks to just cheer us on. Because this is something I believe the students will remember and carry on in their lives, that they stood and had the public reading of Scripture like it says in 1 Timothy chapter 4. So it's something I'm very excited for. I've just talked to a few students about it that first approached me. This could really be possible. They might allow us to do this, which would be amazing. If not, still love you. So it's not contingent on that, but we are excited and very ambitious for it. I think that is all that I have.
When do you plan to do this?
I think it's May 9th. It'd be May 9th and the morning of May 10th.
is
So
that
it
the
should be
National Day of Prayer?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah.
week. It is that week. I think Thursday is the National Day of Prayer. So then, of course, Sunday morning, we would then conclude by going to church and then having a breakfast that they would prepare for us and get to elaborate on the entire experience in front of the congregation.
So would you amplify?
Well, so the last thing we want to do is be a nuisance. Understanding that there are people locally,
Yeah.
we would, for the sake of controlling our voice, we'd want to speak at a lower level, so there would be amplification for that. With respect to and understanding that at nighttime people want to sleep. We don't want to be a nuisance in regard to that, so killing the amplification at that point is what we would proceed to do. Just it's nighttime, so now we can just speak at a regular voice. But yeah, we want people to hear. We want people to hear the scripture and to hear the good news and to be proud about that.
I was just thinking 3 a.m.
Yeah,
hearing,
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hearing things across, because sound will travel in that area. And
I missed it. Which park were you planning to do this?
My hope was Memorial Park. If that is off limits, we'd happily do it at East Park.
Okay. Comments, questions?
Memorial that has, the bandstand, I assume is what.
Yes, yeah, there's the gazebo in case there's rain. There's also the pavilion at East Park if there's rain. But yeah, it's May, so I imagine there could be bad weather.
I guess my question would, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Riverbend, would that be an option and there's less people around there? Or did you want to be more centrally located?
Yeah, especially during the day, we don't want to hide it. I understand people also go to Riverbend, but to be at a place where it's pretty well visually seen it's not like we want to, we want to be publicly doing it. We could publicly do it at a maybe more secluded park, but the part in the scripture was like, hey, don't be ashamed of the gospel. Be willing to take a stand. Don't be ashamed of your faith. But also understanding to be respectful. We want to carry that with us as well. Tim, did I see you? Had a
Yeah,
question?
my questions may be more for Mary and Tom. What kind of precedent do we have on overnight stuff in parks,
Right now, it's mainly just the Scouts.
Boy Scouts on the end of the street? Yeah.
So we have granted that before, and
Is there an application process, or is there any kind of,
for Riverbend, for the Scout thing, there is a specific application process.
Okay.
But that was kind of set up because it was going to be a whole thing, not just a one-time thing.
gotcha.
This might be something that's more of just a one-off type of a thing and more of just unless you guys are wanting to do this more often.
Hey, I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I just want to walk in obedience and at least say that I've done the best I could.
Sure.
I would recommend an application process, even though this is a one-off, just to be sure that if we decide to go ahead with this, just to be sure that the questions are answered and that we're thinking through everything. Because there may be other groups that want to use it. I think there are more issues than just being there after dark. So I think there are some questions that, we
Yeah.
just want to be sure are covered with that kind of situation. And we would have to come up with what that looks like, and what that application would look like. But
Yeah, but that's the one thing that we need to do is because parks are open from sunrise to sunset, is we need to vote for an exception to that when we approve this.
And it's wonderful that people want to use parks for their activities. So be thinking ahead to what else does this open up? Not that that's bad.
Yeah.
We want people to use parks. So, thinking about, are there situations that we would decline someone to use parks overnight or parks for a public kind of thing.
Event,
You know, and it's catching us a little, it's catching me a little off guard. I haven't really thought through that a little bit, and we may need, I guess I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah, no, that's great. If you
I-
need time to think, I love
Yeah,
this.
I was just
I
gonna.
don't like to
s-
be caught off guard. I love time to think and to pray.
Yeah, I mean, I just think if we could just be sure that we're all on the same page, and in February, come back with this as an agenda item, and we could, you know, kind of think through that, maybe have the application in place to be sure that everything is,
I think that'd be great.
you know, I'm thinking of things like liability. I'm thinking of, you know, where's the insurance? You know, I'm thinking of those kinds of
Sure.
things to be sure that everyone is safe and protected, and not to make it a big deal, but we just want to be sure that we're kind of locked down. And we can probably use the Boy Scout application as a template to go from. You know, I'm sure those things are in there, so. Yeah.
Start with that. I can send that out, I can modify it first and then send it out to everybody and reaction from y'all.
So is your motion to approve it
No.
or to?
We can always approve
or
it
to-
after. Let's think about it, table
Or
it. think
table
about
it till February?
Table it till February. Let's get an email thing going around about it to get comments and those kinds of things. And then in February, we need to be able to make the call for you guys as well, for your planning too. So,
Can you send out what the Boy Scouts did unmodified, just sort of what it is, what it was as is?
Okay, the motion is to
Table?
favorably table this until February with research and discussion. Alex, would you give your contact information to Tom in case there needs to be some
Yes,
communication?
yeah.
And with that, if there's any, I got one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want publicity for this beforehand, or are you going to make news releases?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless you want me to. Would that benefit you or hinder you? Like,
Ball's in your
I
court.
was just to let our church know
Yeah,
and then to give them an opportunity to
Yeah.
support us.
okay.
Yeah.
And what about photography? People come through and take your picture, is that a problem?
That would not be a problem for me.
Okay, that was not for us, we just,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
The motion is, we table this to February. I don't think we need to have a vote on that. So, Alex, thank you for being here.
Yep.
Thank you for hearing me.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome to stay for the whole thing, or whatever you like.
Because it's
man.
exciting, let me tell you.
It's pretty, this was exciting. I got a little bit nervous coming up here.
Oh, gosh.
You look very official, and maybe I'll just leave my information with you and drive safely
Yeah.
back to the church.
Okay,
All right.
okay, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Yeah,
being
thank
here.
you, thank you.
I think I have it back at the shop.
Well, that just took care of
She just read it down.
public comments and item 9B. So how about that? Park Commissioner, I guess we don't have one at the moment. Financials, we got the financials via email. Is there any comments or questions,
I've got it.
concerns?
I thought we had decided that what is it, Ridge Run Roll thing was going to be moved over to something else, and it's still on there.
I think we would like it to be, but my impression, and Mary, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was that because it was designated for a specific event, even though that event is defunct now, that money has to sit in there. That was the explanation we were given back in October or November.
Okay, I was thinking.
So I
you
don't know
said
if we can
something
roll
about
that to
moving it
another
into-
trail event or another park event, but it is funds that are sitting there that won't be used. Yeah, I mean, no, we could keep it if we think we're going to need it for something this year, but we don't have anything on the books in terms of an event that we would use that for. That was my understanding. I could be wrong there, so. but-
Yeah, I think events regarding trails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it didn't have that name on it and just said trails,
Trail
you know, that
events.
would work. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trail event or whatever.
Well, it can be changed.
Well,
I think so.
I don't know.
Okay. Any other comments? Financials, I have one. It is a celebration comment. If you look underneath River Mill Trail, down at the bottom, it has our subtotal. We have $1,344,849, and a balance is zero. Project open closed, right? So,
Yes.
it's official, right there.
What is that number that isn't a number, it's got a bunch of letters after it? E10 or something? On the,
Okay, let's go.
I don't know.
Here.
I tried to print it out and my computer lost the internet.
On the Ridge Run and Roll? I mean,
No,
I'm
not
sorry,
under
on
Ridge Run,
River
under
Mill.
River Mill
Oh, and here's
Trail.
River Mill. Here and over here.
Well, I don't see it now, but on mine, there was a number that had, it was a number and then it had E10 after it or something. Let's see if I can find it on my iPad.
Might have just been a formula that was,
Some
Yeah,
kind of
that's what it
formula
was.
that
Yeah.
was confusing. Okay, you can move on.
Shanda did say that she'll, well, first of all, I thanked her for the way she has it set up in different pages and tabs on the bottom, so we can see the past. That's really, really helpful.
Agreed.
And because it goes all the way back to, I want to say December of '24. Yeah. And next month, she'll go ahead and take off the River Mill Trail part of it since that's closed. So.
I don't know about anybody else, but I have a lot of compliments on River Mill Trail.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people commenting, and
Yeah.
not that I didn't expect that, but I didn't think it would be
Nice
that
to
big
hear.
of a deal. But
Nice
yeah,
to-
it's a,
yeah.
Well, it's really gratifying.
it is, it is. There's a lot of work over many, many years, though,
Oh, yeah.
by many, many people.
It was a project number of 2019.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
it was started before that, I'm sure.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, 2019 is when we
Oh,
were.
yeah, that,
But 2019 is the first money we got from the
Okay.
Winnebago.
And
That's
how many
what I'm
grant
seeing.
tries did we do to get through? Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of nice to see.
oh,
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Tom, you want to look at that? I
Down
think
there
it
right
may
under the
be.
red.
Oh, yeah, that's part of a formula.
It's in an Excel spreadsheet, so there's formulas that are tabulated with different things, and it could be that she's pulling from another cell.
Okay.
With that number, once it's calculated into that cell.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
just, it's hard to read it if you don't
Yeah.
understand all that.
It's got a
Okay.
long number with some letters, and it should be actually zero. The balance should be
We
zero.
I got my
we
notes.
can
I did not
also-
see the
We
agenda,
could
though.
also change it to a PDF
wrong email.
and send it
I
out
wonder if that's wrong.
along with the Excel. We can send it
Thanks.
out in two formats. It might help.
Okay, anything else on financials? If not, Tom?
So, everybody get the year-end report?
We did, and it's great, thank you.
Yep. Good, good.
Well representation.
I mean, a lot of stuff going on this year. Just very thankful for you all and all our different subcommittees and Mary and the ladies at the office, our park staff, and got a lot done. Other than that, this last month with, the snow and colder temperatures, obviously when we're taking care of the snow stuff in the parks, but then we've been building some things inside the shop. We got a lean-to ready to go to put outside in the spring. We got a table to put underneath the lean-to for plants, basically, so we're going to have shade for some extra flats of plants that can be put out there and next to the watering station. And we're doing some, small construction project. We built a little, I can't think of the name of it right now, right over the door so it doesn't rain on us as we're unlocking the door. We've been talking about doing that for years and finally just did it. And we're shortly starting to work on that one bench, with the covered bench. So, yeah, doing those type of things, a lot of extra organization in the parks or the park shop, so.
It's the time of year.
Yep, yep. Oh, and also working on kind of a little bit at a time, but the 5-year master plan for the DNR of getting those updates changed, updated. And yeah, it's just taking a little bit of time for that, and a little bit of stuff with summer fun and some of the planning for 2026 for projects, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yes, the annual year-end report's wonderful. Thanks again for that. And regarding the 5-year plan, if we need any help, I'm sure anybody at this table will be happy to do so.
I'll probably get as much as I think it can get done and send it back out
Sit it back out. Good idea.
for your review before we send it out, so, yeah.
Okay. With that in mind, Tom, I guess Riverfest is a park project, first one, and then
Yeah, I needed to send out a date for our first meeting, which will probably be in either February or March, so.
okay,
I have a question on that. Who is leading Riverfest now?
I will be. I mean, it pretty much has been me, and Monica's helped.
Okay.
Helped in the last couple of years, but, yeah, so I guess I'd be the chair, official chair.
Okay, and those meetings are typically on Mondays?
Typically, yeah, they've had been.
Is that
Mondays.
because that's the only time people can make it, or is that just how it's sort of been with the team that was in place way back when, and then?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
we could always, if need be, it was Mondays at 4:30. I'm trying to think, it was the second Monday, I think.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just,
There's nothing else going on that time of, the second Monday, correct? Now that Trails has moved to Tuesdays,
yeah,
and landscaping is the first Monday. Yeah,
okay,
so this should still work out.
okay.
I guess I'll make kind of an overall comment, but not just to Riverfest, but we have the Riverfest Committee, we have Trails, we have Landscaping, the Invasive Group. I've said both of you guys here that just take a look at things that you may be interested in and say, hey, listen, I'd like to be involved in whatever. So doors open, look for your decision. Okay, landscape meeting. The committee met on January the 12th. Some of the highlights of that is number one on the vertical sundial. They were looking to have the dedication on June 21st of this year. It's the summer solstice, but it's also Father's Day. So they decided maybe it was best to move that off of Father's Day, and so they elected to do that at noon on June 20th.
Okay.
Vertical sundial dedication. I guess other things that might be of interest is, one was in communications. The Landscape Committee and then is doing a number of things. Almost everything that was going to be planted has got something to do with the 250th anniversary of America, red, white, and blue. And so I volunteered to put together a little article, Elma, on parks and the national holiday.
I don't know where we'll put it, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We can send it to the Elkhart Truth and the Goshen News and hope they print it.
Yeah, whatever. Another communication thing is somewhere just do a blurb on where to park for parks. And again, there's no decision, we don't know who of what, but we'll put it on the list, okay, possible communications. And then, I guess, that's about it.
With regards to communication, is there a way that we could, like, maybe have a full article that we could put, like, on the website and then have a link to it to Facebook? That I know that, you know, we could try to get it into newspapers or whatever, but I'm not so sure what's gonna be happening.
So what you're saying is put what we're doing on the website,
The town website.
town website. Yeah.
And then also, possibly, and I know this only goes out to like our residents, but we might have to like increase our quarterly newsletter, the number that we do of those. And we could have like a page, you know, like every month dedicated to parks and park events and stuff. It's just a thought, trying to like figure out how to make this all happen.
I
Well-
think it's an excellent thought, really.
Because I'm in
Two,
the same
four.
boat that Elma was, like, I was emailing, I had 2 months' worth of articles written. And, I mean, Don Hurd emailed me back finally and said that they were gonna start it back up in March, but are they? I don't know.
Right.
Okay, this is something, I was gonna bring this up. So in Middlebury, we aren't gonna see a January, February issue.
Correct.
Right.
That I know for sure.
Yes. And I found an article online, which I emailed to you, that the whole company is under whatever bankruptcy and they're seizing their assets. And so I don't know. That we are still getting the LaGrange Standard, and that's his publication also. And I just got an email that says it's ready to go, so. But
I also
it
wonder,
doesn't affect anybody in Middlebury, because nobody in Middlebury gets it anymore, since, you know, there's just one page about Middlebury, and I don't think, the rest of it's about LaGrange, so who cares?
I also wondered as I know we're jumping ahead to communications here, but, you know, we have Starfleet who kindly supports the page, in Middlebury page monetarily every month. And to reach the circulation that In Middlebury does, we have done flower fixture fund mailings to the the wider group, the wider residential area. And I know there's a cost to that. One option I was wondering about was if we had a quarterly parks newsletter that we could distribute to that wider 10,000 people or however many people just outside of the town. We could use those funds for still supporting parks, but yet just doing it differently. So just a thought, and I know we're, without knowing what the In Middlebury is going to do, we're a little bit of, you know, but maybe we should go ahead and investigate some of that now so that we're not caught, because we have all of these walking events coming up, you know, in parks. We've got some February stuff, we've got, I don't know if we have anything in March, but we've got April, we've got several in May, we've got, and so getting the word out for those kinds of things now, I think is going to be important. So there just might be several ways to make this work to just help us think outside the box a little bit, that maybe we might want to consider anyway, you know?
So just listening to you talk, one of my thoughts was possibly getting together with like the Middlebury Public Library too, and see if they would like to participate. Maybe Elkhart County Parks for Bonneville events and that sort of thing. So it's more like a whole group of, hey, this is everything you can do in Middlebury, and then have pull from both of those as well.
It's a great idea. That's a great idea. So several ways to think about it.
So, and like the In Middlebury went to every door that is located in the Middlebury school system. So that's, you know, I think, what is it, 3 or 4 different townships. Like our Middlebury Matters only goes to the residents of Middlebury, and we put it on the website.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you suggested, is maybe we can pool resources.
Yeah.
We could reach out to more people.
And I'm wondering too if we can connect the schools, Tim, but, you know, since you're working with the schools, that we can be more active in their newsletters or some way to to do that as well. So yeah, a lot of opportunity here. And I don't know if we should really wait till in March. You know, I mean, because we've got some things going on that maybe this is just what we do, in addition to if there is or isn't an in Middlebury.
We've had this fear that, of in Middlebury going away for some time. This just puts the necessity of putting wheels under this. I guess one of the first things I would recommend is come back to Mary, one of your first comments about getting these communications online. And within, do you put it parks, or do you put it as a separate something in the website? I don't know, need help on that. But we've got, I'm just looking at, last year, the landscape committee, with various people writing these, had 6 articles. I mean, there's 6 things that go on immediately. So,
Well, and so, yeah, I think that it would be nice if our website, we could like have, like maybe in the news, you know, and have like different articles, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 articles a week, you know, on different stuff. It doesn't have to all be parks.
Sure, yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff going on here. And we have, I think, 8,300 followers on Facebook, which is a lot. We still keep trying to get more, because that way, as we push information out, we can, if it's even on the website, you can link it to the Facebook, and so they can just click on it right there and read the article. But there's still people that want to hold something too, you know, in their hands.
Yeah.
And that's important to reach out to them too, because we want to make sure we're including everybody. It's just sometimes challenging.
It is.
Yeah.
So,
well, number one, let us get some previous articles, because all 6 of these are not time. In other words, they're not about just one thing at one time. They're a general topic like Oriental Garden. You know, you could put that in a year from now, still be appropriate. So let us get those to you, if that's okay. And then we can start thinking about how you insert that into the website.
I'm thinking we need a schedule of events, because didn't we have a save the date for the January issue that never went out? And we've got things coming up in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you know, yeah. So if we could we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
okay.
We'll figure that out, yeah.
Well, and we had information that needed to get out, so I've already put together our quarterly. Well, I don't know what it's gonna be, but we put together one for February, and it's already gone to print to send out with utility bills. The next one will probably go out in February, so we can work together and,
Exactly.
yeah, make it.
Okay, yeah.
And we've got the sign in Memorial Park still. We need it, like, I'm thinking the winter walk in February especially. just
Right,
Getting
yep.
that one out, you know, so, yeah. I think it's just kind of a whole communication thing that we can take offline and talk about maybe afterwards.
Well, okay, we'll start there. Articles, Mary, online, and then think about the next step, which, think about how we can, can we tie something together with Middlebury Matters, and instead of being a 4-page? It's a 6-page.
Yeah, this next one, the reason that I'm trying to get it out is because we're trying to make sure we verify the names for the Veterans Wall. So it'll actually be 2
Right.
11.5 by 17 pages folded and put together. So that was the one thing I was hoping that we could get into in Middlebury.
Yes.
So it reaches more people, but we've done stuff verified, because once it's on that wall, that's how it's gonna
That's-
be spelled.
Yeah. The other thing is that Elma has got a schedule of events for parks in 2026. It's a natural to go there.
Yep. I can start doing more on Facebook as well for those type of things, so.
Yeah, and that's,
And we
for,
can,
for,
Jessie too,
Okay.
we'll just add her to that, because she's on the towns.
Can she do website stuff too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
for the two of you, we have an admission, is that Tom is the Facebook person. Thank you, Tom. The rest of us.
Elma does every once in a while too.
The rest of us have been maybe not quite so involved in Facebook, so help.
And whenever there's anything in there, you can always share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the answer is help on that.
Do you do like individual events for like the walk and you set up an event page for all those?
Sometimes, like for Riverfest, yeah, but usually they're the smaller events. I don't. I just use a normal post, but I don't know. I'm also not,
But if we think that would be good.
I'm just not a Facebook guy.
Yeah, if we
But-
think that would be good, we could use help doing that, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there that can do it in like 10 times as fast as I do and more
Oh, my,
effectively.
yeah.
Because I'm
Well,
not,
and the creativity that they have
yeah,
Yeah,
here can help with some of that too.
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we knew this was gonna come someday.
Finish your landscape report before we went to communications.
Well, that was kind of the last thing on communications. There's one other mention there, there's in Middlebury, is to highlight each one of the committees, the invasive crew.
Yeah.
Landscaping, and just, that would be, we'll put all that on our list. Trails, Barbara.
Trails. So we meet the same day FOMP meets, because that's easier for some of the folks on our team. And we did not meet yesterday, FOMP did. We're delaying this meeting until February because last night, the Pumpkin Vine Coalition had two speakers in Goshen, and I have my notes here, Chris and Melissa Bruntlett. It was an amazing presentation. There were over 100, probably about 100 people there at Goshen Theater. And they are originally from Vancouver. They're now, for the past 7 years, living in the Netherlands in a town about an hour south of Amsterdam. They came talking about inclusive transport, public spaces, all supporting thriving communities. And it was just, very much, boy, I wish we could have all been there. So, they had examples of a lot of larger communities turning car space into pedestrian space, walkways, those kinds of things. And it's really easy to say, oh, well, Middlebury can't do that. However, they had a lot of things that were so good that we can do. We talked about the slow roll ride, some of those kinds of things where in the example that they gave, and they had videos of it, but it was so awesome where parents were riding their bikes with kids along the school route, picking kids up to go to school on their bikes. And then the parents would then land in a park for coffee, and we all said, wouldn't it be great if we started work at 10 o'clock? But we don't, so, but just really creative ways of using space, and the whole emphasis that drove a lot of these communities was designing things to be child and family friendly and aging friendly. So it was so interesting to think about parks and trails in that way in our community, and I think there's a lot that we can do. And so Sally Harshbarger and I went, and I think a next step for us would be to, because it's so big, a next step for us would be to sit down with Brittany and Carla and really because both of them, sorry, happen to live in Middlebury. Excuse me just a minute. They live in Middlebury, and so just brainstorming what that means. You know, how can we, not only future development, but how can we use what we have right now? I am so sorry, I'm losing my voice. So it was just really, really good. A lot of great examples of not turning things into concrete and maybe making it a little uncomfortable to people to think about riding their bikes on errands. And they had some really good statistics on this stuff. Or walking to run an errand. And you think about Middlebury, and you can pretty much get anywhere if you live in Middlebury except CVS. But you can pretty much get everywhere. And I'm like thinking,
Unless you're me and I.
unless you're Mary and you can walk, yeah, right. So yeah, I'm like, so now I'm like, dang, we should have really looked at that when we looked at 20, but that's okay. So yeah, I mean, just those kinds of things that are really good, and can we brand that? Can we somehow make that a part of our next iteration of Parks and Trails? So just a lot of really, really good stuff that we'll be following up on and have some conversation that should go beyond trails. It's not necessarily a trails thing, but Parks and Trails definitely, and how we use community space and making it easy for people and having meeting places and, just really cool stuff. So that was worth it. It was very good. They have some books out. We're going to start reading those, and so yeah. And Trails is a little quiet in this time of year, but thank you for all the snow plowing you're doing down there. We've got a lot of that going on. I was going to a meeting at 7:30, and they were out plowing this morning, so thank you for that.
Can I, on that comment, I've had a number of people come and say, hey, listen, I was out walking at 8 o'clock this morning, and the trail was plowed.
Now, I'm going to say
What a great job, so thank you.
I'm going to say something unpopular here.
Excuse me?
I'm going to say something unpopular here, because one of the things about this presentation was access. And the example that they used was snow and sidewalks. And I've lived in a community before where it was a 48-hour ordinance to have your sidewalk shoveled, so people had access. But those are the kinds of things that we might want to look at. It's an unpopular opinion. But if we really want people to be outside, to get kids off phones, to get families together, to get community, those are the kinds of things. And the example that they used was when they did. Apparently, the Netherlands doesn't get much snow, and they had about 3 inches of snow, and it basically shut the city down. We know cities in the south that are like that. But Melissa chose to try to go ahead and ride her bike, and she fell and broke her leg on that. And so, that's the example that she used, that people will still try to traverse or choose not to traverse and drive 45 seconds to get somewhere. So it's just, it's very holistic. It's not, this one thing, but it's like, what do we really care about? What do we really support, and those kinds of things. So it was just really good thinking and really got the wheels turning. It was very energizing, as you can see. I'm loving the whole thing. So
I will
yeah.
say, I did walk yesterday from my office to the post office, and there were several businesses that their sidewalks weren't shoveled.
Yeah.
And it was pretty miserable. My feet got
Yeah.
really cold, so
Yeah.
I do think it's important. And
Yeah.
so, again, that would have been a minute drive. I did choose to walk, but it was a
Yeah.
detriment.
Yeah, so it's those guys, and it's really just paying attention to it. And they talked about one of the big things was partnering with businesses on these kinds of things when you're in a downtown area and you're trying to do these pedestrian streets that, just think about like Goshen's Main Street, but it's closed and it's like this pedestrian street, like we don't have that. But that's kind of what these have turned into, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, the partnership with businesses, the whole network with everybody is so key. So I just think it's something, as Sally and I were just unable to speak after that, but it really is something worth exploring, just the whole thing and what that means for Middlebury and how we really can continue to make life better here for families and kids and,
That's our theme song.
yeah, it's really good. So we'll be following up on that. I don't know what that looks like, but the foundation folks were really happy about getting together and continuing to talk through it. I mean, they're talking about like really big stuff in Elkhart County with connecting to Mishawaka. There were dreams of connecting to Chicago. I mean, through the trail system. I mean, just really neat stuff that's possibly going on. And then we've got the Millersburg thing that was just approved. So, yeah, really good stuff on trails and parks. So it's exciting. It's going to be an exciting next 20 to 30 years here, I think. So,
I think that's wonderful, and appreciate you,
yeah.
Sally, going to that. Mary, I think this is total Middlebury encompassing, and I think it's the type of thing that the town council needs to hear and get immersed in, and supporting, and actively supporting. So I'll toss the ball to you on that. But excellent. Okay, where are we?
Down to the Pumpkin Vine Advisory.
Okay, Pumpkin Vine Advisory. Tom, anything there?
We did have a meeting this month and talked a little bit about Trails Day, which is April 25th. And we're going to try to have all the things on the same day, all these different events going on in different areas of the county. They're going to have one on the Maple Heart Trail, Abshire Park. I told them we would probably have, our location would be at Crider Gardens and go from there somewhere, possibly going south. Do some sweeping up, some it kind of depends on the weather and what's going on, but we can always do some mulching. There's some areas along the trail that we could edge, where there's getting a little bit of buildup along the trail, and use some shovels and stuff like that to edge some of the trail that's just getting some sediment and stuff, collecting on the edges, picking up trash. Nothing, we just don't know how many people are going to show up for those type of things. For our events that we have with, Lippert or something like that, we know we're getting 10, 20 people, so we can kind of plan accordingly. So we'll just kind of see what happens and try to kind of be over-prepared in case we have a lot of people, but then also, if we only get 2 or 4, then we'll just, do whatever we can do in that time slot. It's about 2 hours.
Is everybody trying to do it the same 2 hours?
Yeah, I think so.
Across the county? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the same day as
Yeah,
Arbor Day?
9 to 11 a.m. I'm
Is
sorry.
that the same day as Arbor Day?
I'm not sure if, I just talked to Al yesterday, but we didn't talk about the actual date of Arbor
Okay.
Day. But there is
That our
something,
day- our-
I don't know.
there's something else on that same day, though,
Yeah, there's
for
a,
us.
we've got a, it's not is it Corson Woods?
Oh, it's the Corson Woods
Corson
Wildflower
Woods
Hike.
Walk that day.
So that's actually not our hike, but we were going to advertise it.
Is that in the afternoon?
That's at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a whole park day.
They are, but mainly being led by by Brittany and Carla of producing a new map for the Pumpkin Vine. So they just kind of started that process. They're going to be reaching out to us once they have a couple things ready, especially for Middlebury specific, to make sure everything looks good and ready to go before they print. They're doing a proposal, a GIS proposal, where they're trying to get the entire map trail, all the trails actually GPSed into this GIS type format that would help the whole coalition, but then they could send it out to all the different towns and the municipalities that then we could incorporate that map into our GIS system. which could be helpful for, hey, you know, which benches, it all takes time. You have to put the information into it. But you could have like the age of the benches, the trash cans, whatever, and, you know, show me which benches are older than 5 or 10 years old, and it'll show you those benches, stuff like that. So, and town is also going through this type of, we have a meeting today, for a whole GIS type program that can just help us do a whole lot more things easier, faster. So, there's a decent amount of discussion about other cities, you know, Goshen, and I missed part of that meeting. I was just looking at the notes because I had a dentist appointment that morning, but there's a decent amount of things kind of planned for county parks, and Elkhart City is now at the table for the coalition, so they've been involved now. Started at the end of last year, so that's nice having them. I missed it, but like the Millersburg, the Hawpatch connector, that sounds pretty interesting. Does anybody know what the Hawpatch was drive from? Is that the name of the railroad itself, or? That was,
No, there's a road called Hawpatch Road.
okay.
And I have read what the name derived from, but I don't remember all the
have too.
details.
Dick Cook brought an article, and I should have brought it today, explaining a bunch of things on the Hawpatch Trail. It's interesting. It is really getting a community support from the towns, the county. It's a joint effort there, moving this forward. Really wonderful to see. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay, good job. Friends of the Parks met yesterday. A number of things here that are probably noteworthy. As you remember, we put together a list of 7 candidates to fill the open position. Allison, thrilled that you were doing that. Your name was top of the list. But then we had, what we did is we kind of divided into conquer, and each Tim and Tom and I took an individual to follow up with. I followed up with a fellow named Dave Stuckey. He's a neighbor to Carla Beasley, and from to Carla, to Barb, to me. I was in contact with him, invited him. He came to the meeting, energetic. He's a 20 or 25-year or a school veteran in terms of a teacher. He's now working for a solar company over in Shipshewana. He can fit in a whole number of places. It could be, you know, you can think about that, but he can fit into a number of committees, and we'd be thrilled to do so. So we're pretty pleased with that. Actually, let's see, Tim, you and Joel Miller, that's the name, sat down and talked with a fellow by the name of Max Troyer from the bank. And Joel said that he was invited to
Yeah,
yesterday.
Max was sick yesterday. so
And
I
he
don't
was
think
sick
made it,
yesterday, yeah.
so.
But my point of it is, he took the time and effort to call Joel.
Good.
And said, hey, listen, I won't be able to come. So I think there's a rare, thanks to
Yeah.
you, it's a very,
He's
a real prospect there. So it's kind of exciting times on really some quality new people that will fit in, like I said, not only on font, but in a variety of other things. The Lozier property, the 12.6 acres here at the junction of 2 of the trails. The vision is to put a name on that rather than just Lozier property. And so did not try to come to a conclusion, but put that out for thought process. I'll do likewise here. One name that came about was Crystal Valley Preserve, kind of tying the idea of the Corson Preserve on the other side. So open court, any ideas are appreciated. We reviewed the 2025 accomplishments. They had the idea of the Friends of the Parks being able to kickstart projects in some cases, and in some cases come along at the end, i.e. the vertical sundial, and and complete the financing of it, okay? So one working on both ends. They were a sponsor last, 2025 of the Patronicity Grant. And so they had, gee whiz, in the 2025, they had 11 projects, and if you count the Patronicity, $126,000 some dollars. So, a couple of things. One, on the 2026 projects, just started a list on that. So Tom has got a number of items here of ideas on that, so anything coming from any committee where support could be used, i.e. either to kickstart or help complete, FOMSA with funds to do such. Two things that were approved, and that was Jim Cameron continuing on as a property manager for the two properties that FOMS own. And they're getting a $250 gift certificate for Stephanie Weber, and we'll get that to you, Barb.
Okay.
Or somebody will get it to you.
Okay.
And just as a sidelight on this, received this week from the Indiana Division of Historic Preservation and Archaeology, their technical review sheet. And it basically has approved Kreider World's Fair Garden as the next step in the whole National Registry situation. Now, that's the good news. Please be aware that due to deep HPA staffing and workload, the timeline for listing a property in the National Register is approximately 12 to 15 months from the time that a nomination passes the technical review. No comment.
So for those of you that don't know, Stephanie Weber spearheaded that whole project and has put, I can't tell you how many hours, but months, years into this, which she ended up writing a book about Kreider Gardens. And I know that, Tom, you helped her with maps. Maps were the big bugaboo, but apparently the maps are okay. And the specific requests of the maps, she submitted those, I think, 2 or 3 times and was getting rejected. So, yeah, so she's done that. So that's the reason for the gift card as well, that she's just put in so much work on this, but she has a love and a desire of history. So for her, it was I think it was good until it wasn't, getting all this stuff back. But yeah, so she did a lot of work for us, and so yeah.
A lot of really quality work. She has got banker boxes full of information, cataloged down to the topic. It's just amazing to see. So, okay. Elma, communications.
We've already covered most of it.
I know. I don't know, it's good news or bad news.
Yeah. Okay, what do we want to put out on the sign and memorial?
Can we, I should know when that walk is.
Let's say
In
the
February.
9th, 7th or 9th.
There's the library thing with the suet.
That's after, the winter hike is the 7th. Suet's one.
What time is that winter hike, Tom? Is it 9,
10 to 12.
10 to 12? Okay. I think, Elma, if we could put the winter hike, and that's at River Bend, right?
Yeah.
On the 7th from 10 to 12 from Trails, and that's the same day as the Suet thing with the library?
No, it's not the
Oh,
same.
different thing, okay.
I'll look it up here real quick. One already, but.
I had all this, Stevens.
Library is February 11th from 4 to 5. Oh, yeah, there it is. I have it.
And that winter hike is Elkhart County led,
Correct.
right? Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
That's very good. Okay. I'd say if we could get Facebook posts started on that too.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Probably should have already started that.
I think one of the thoughts is to not just post it once, but post it repeatedly, because things show up in your feed and then they don't. And
Right.
And the town can pick up on that, and Elkhart County would pick up on that, and they can continue to post, yeah.
What about getting with like local businesses to post, to share it on their pages too, and things like
It
that?
would just be
what was
somebody
that? I
doing
didn't
that.
catch it.
Local businesses to like take the posts and post them, like I have a Century 21 one. I could post it on there if there's local businesses that we could contact to help get the word out.
Like, just call them up, or is there a way to do it digitally? Like,
I mean, email.
yeah, I guess, email, yeah.
Think about parks, like Lippert might, Winnebago might, the businesses that have especially supported parks,
Yeah.
too. That's a good idea.
Yes, that's it for
I was
now.
going to say, it's with the in Middlebury deal, it's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about and that's the thing on our list down here is 2026 events. You got a page of that, don't you? That
Yes.
maybe that could go on Facebook, that could.
And we need to use our kiosks. We
Okay,
don't use our
That's
kiosks.
exactly where I was headed.
I have a key that supposedly works at the one in Memorial Park and East Park, but it doesn't work at the one at Old Mill.
Does it
Well,
work at Kreider and River
don't know.
Bend?
It's an older key that I got from Georgia Weir
Oh,
back
wow.
when she was on the park
That's
board.
an old-
So I don't know what it's good for because I haven't used it much, but I have it. It's right there next to the Trail Tales lock.
If it unlocks, they're all the same padlock for the kiosks, so.
Maybe you can get a new key.
Well, I
to-
opened some of them, but
Elma.
I could
Yeah.
not open the Old Mill one.
I think kiosks we overlook. I'm glad you brought that up, yeah.
Yes, I think,
Yeah, so
I
if we
think in
could
our
get-
communication effort, we need to pay more attention to and detail to the kiosk.
Usually in the spring to summer months, I've always had the schedule of events and then tried to
Right.
put out a flyer for one of the upcoming programs. This time of year, I usually don't do too much with the kiosks.
But people are more active now than maybe they used to be in the winter, so maybe,
Yeah, I mean, I can put some out at Kreider and East Park for
River
the.
Bend too, I mean,
Yeah, River Bend, yeah, yep.
Well, in the future, let's pay more attention to communication kiosks. And if we needed, Tom, if we need help doing it or whatever, I'll just open the door to how to execute that. But good point, Elmo. Let's start with the 2026 list of events.
Yeah.
And get that out.
Yep.
And get it posted on Facebook and send it to everybody here.
Yeah, we'll do bulletin boards with the bank, Greencroft, and then the schools.
Ah,
And get
yeah.
that stuff too.
yeah, does the schools have I'm sure they have newsletters, stuff that.
I mean, Melissa mainly just talked about the announcements time, not necessarily like a newsletter, but I'll follow up with her again, but, yeah.
Is there I had in mind that there was a break room, lunchroom or something
Where's a,
at schools.
oh, I mean, there's gotta be a break
Teachers'
room.
lounge.
That's what I was
Teachers.
getting at.
Yeah, but as far as, that's not access obviously to the kids, but, yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
if we reached the dozens of teachers
yeah,
Maybe with
with a
the,
poster.
yeah.
maybe with the schedules, when we're posting for like Riverfest and stuff like that, and we hit Barnes and we hit, maybe with the schedule this year, we do that. And we hit Harding's and the library and, all of our normal places. And, yeah, if we have that in the next couple of weeks, I have somebody that'll do it for us. But then they're going to Florida, so they won't.
Do you need help putting a flyer together, like Jesse might be able to?
I was just gonna ask Elma, because I have it printed out, just as listed, but you've sometime have us done little pictures.
Graphics. Yeah, well,
Can
You have
Corey do
or just
that?
a
I
list?
don't, but I'll go home and do it.
Okay.
Well, let's.
Can Corey do it?
Yes.
I figured that that was something that, well, I made it to send to in Middlebury, and I said, you can
Yeah.
add some little colorful graphics,
Yeah.
and, well, obviously they
Here we are.
didn't.
You know Corey,
Yeah, I know Corey.
and you gotta know how to just, Tom, I'll get out of line here maybe, but just, Elma will work with Corey when she needs some.
Okay.
With a page and some graphic help. The lady does really good work. She is very quick about it, and it's in a
Very quick.
reasonably priced situation that, again, gives us an extension to our efforts here. So, now feel free to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm on record.
You want to do that, or you want me to do that?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We had quite a list of things on communications. Old business, we talked about last time, we could send a thank you out to Starfleet. Still appropriate?
I don't know. Barb I was kind of waiting so that I could send them all at once, and Barb's the only one that sent me anything. She was very prompt, and I got her Starfleet address, who to address. So I haven't done anything yet.
Well,
And
again, that's, yeah, don't.
I am wondering now with the demise, if
Yeah.
it's even appropriate, if we should say, can you get your money back? I don't know. I don't know. Did they
How do
send
they
their money?
pay? Do they pay a year in
I have no
advance?
idea.
I wouldn't address it then. I think we're just thanking Starfleet for their support in '25, right?
Oh, I thought we were thanking them for,
Going ahead in
Renewing.
'26. Oh,
They have renewed.
thank you for their support, period.
Yeah, there you go. There is a general thank you for your support.
hey,
You're wonderful, we're wonderful, everybody's wonderful.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and send that one, but I can find out how they pay.
yeah, because
I'd almost guess
then once we
Starfleet
find
will
out-
check.
probably if they've paid already, it's gone, whether there's any more in Middlebury or not.
I know.
I doubt they'd be forced to, they could get the money back.
Yeah. Okay, I'll find out.
Thank you. We talked about Crater Gardens National Register already.
Wait a minute, though, we do want to go ahead and send one to the foundation too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
we
okay,
had both
okay.
of,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Who do I address it to at the foundation? That's why I haven't done it yet.
We would send that to Ray and to, I'm not sure if Candy.
What's Ray's last name?
Caldwell.
Caldwell, Caldwell.
Okay.
why don't you get,
Yeah, I'll get you, send this the actual mail or actually cards, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
You're
I'll
gonna
get you
need
the
the
actual address.
yep.
well, Community Foundation has an address I can find online, but I need to know names to who to address it to.
Yeah.
Just, I could just say, hello, Community Foundation, thank you, but I think
Yeah.
it's more impressive if you
yeah.
put it to a specific
Well,
person.
and Tom and Ray have got a wonderful relationship, and Ray's a great booster. Okay. Tom, the March item meeting, is there anything we need to talk about there?
They're coming March 12th. I believe they'll be arriving about 11:30. I might be able to get a little bit more of an update when it gets a little closer, but they typically say, getting up here in the Middlebury, it takes them about that long. And, meeting at Riverbend Park, and I did ask if they need special permission from the landowner like the DNR did, and they said they don't need permission from the landowner to walk on the property. But if the landowner wants to attend, they're more than welcome to, so I'm gonna reach out to them. I haven't done that quite yet, but to see if they want to join us on the hike, on the walk.
And they're coming for an official,
Coming for an official visit. They wanted to come in February, and we're like, what if there's snow and,
Yeah.
we'll see anything. So hopefully March 12th will be decent enough so they can see the grounds. And, what we're wanting to get from them is, okay, so look at, they need to have a visual inspection of it to go, for their operations to kind of move forward on this on their end. But of course, we want to, I'm sure we're not going to get the information that day, but to find out what the town would need to do and how to do it, if the town were to take ownership.
so is this for remediation? Okay, okay, okay.
So. March 12th, 11:30, unless you hear differently for a time. I can't imagine the date would change, hopefully.
We talked about the sundial dedication, new business. What I will do is I'll email out the accomplishments for 2025 on Friends, okay? And that just to serve as a reminder to any projects that you would like to put on their list for 2026, just a reminder to do such.
I can send out what I have currently for the 2026.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got a couple copies here, but you can just send it out digitally.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we put Stephanie Weber on the bottom of that.
Oh, to send to, oh, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
We've covered Crystal Valley Community Church. We've talked about our events. Anything else?
I got a couple smaller things, and let's see where here. I wanted to. I sent these out the other day, just yesterday, I think, about the 2026 projects. Those of if there's anything else that needs to go in there, or changing the times and stuff like that, or dates, years. But then I do have copies of this. I'll just pass these down here. For the 2026. If you don't need it, if you got it printed out or have it on the screen. Everything at the top, which is either highlighted in gray on your sheet since it's printed out in that color, is kind of in the works already. The only thing that's kind of in question on that list is the improvements to the Wayne Street Trail, if we get the grant funding for that, and then if, what the bid comes back for the actual trail improvement there, which is if it happens, is gonna be awesome, and I appreciate Mary for,
First phase of it. Like, I was just going from the.
yeah.
Everybody got that email from Mary.
Yeah.
So, but it's the top inch, correct, Mary? Resurfacing, yeah. But that definitely is the worst section of the trail, so. And you were kind of expecting around a $30,000 estimate? So I just kind of put in there
That's not bad.
it's one of the lists, one of the things on the list for FOMP to help support. And I threw on some ideas in there for other, for us, the town, out of the improvement fund of $10,000 or so. FOMP, hopefully 5,000 maybe. I've already talked with Brittany about the Community Foundation coming on board, and they thought they would be able to do something like 10 to 15 possibly. So,
Bids are due on Monday, February 2nd.
okay. Cool. But then everything else below the highlighted is, I kind of put them in, yeah, I definitely put them in priority in my opinion, but, so we have our total amount in the 441, which is improvement line, is $30,000. And at the bottom, you can see if we spend all that and everything in the highlighted section, that's already 17,000. So we're already down to 13,000. So don't have a lot of money left over, and typically don't like to spend all of it, in the first part of the year. So kind of hold on to a decent amount in case something happens, some emergencies or whatever. But just kind of wanted to get, you don't have to answer today necessarily, but if there's anything on that list or anything that's not on that list that we would want to try to do this year.
I have a question. It says electric outlets and run electric to pavilions in east, and then it says fall of 2025. So
Oh.
is that a typo, or is it already done?
It was on the last year's list, and I just didn't take it off as far as, we were hoping to get it done last year. Got a quote for it last year.
Okay, so it's still,
Still needs to be done.
we need to change the 25 to 26 or something?
Yeah, or just not have a date on it at this point, but,
Is the roof on your building on there?
yes. I have it planned for it, and, I'm not sure if I have an extra, is there an extra copy down there, guys?
Yeah.
That's, for 2027 with encumbering, funds from the building fund, which is 454, or 442, which is, yeah, 442. So we have like, about $8,000 in the budget, so if we encumber this year's money into next year, we could have around 15,000, maybe 16 if we don't spend anything, this year, and, put that towards the, roof. I'll need to get another updated quote, but, and I'm not sure if we can get some money from CEDIT or something like that to help finish it, the rest of that.
The electric upgrades at Memorial, there's nothing there. Are you waiting on that?
Waiting on a quote.
Oh, you're waiting on a quote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried to get with them at the end of the year last year, and
Yeah.
didn't happen, and so, and also kind of working a little bit with the chamber on that, exactly what they want there, would like to have. So, yeah. It's probably gonna, because they're asking for another H panel, so it's not gonna be a cheap venture. It's probably gonna be around $5,000 or so.
We don't have anything on the extending the board mock and Old Mill. We got that on the 5-year capital plan too, right?
Yeah, it's on the bottom, second from the bottom on this list.
Yeah. We haven't
But
got.
it's blank.
Oh, you're saying no money, no estimate.
Do we want to put something in there for this 2026 or in the future?
It's we kind of, I don't have a quote from, I just kind of took some numbers from the boardwalk we did in Riverbend and kind of extrapolated that, but I didn't put it on here because it's,
Right.
but it's, I don't have, because we did walk that and wheel it to try to figure out how much feet that is. It's longer than the boardwalk in Riverbend.
Yep.
I want to say it's like closer to 600 feet or so. I got that back at the shop somewhere, but I do have a quote for, gosh, I want to say about $18,000 for the panels themselves. And so it's probably gonna be closer to like 35,000 with labor.
So what does the 17,000 at the bottom represent?
That's the total that we would spend within the, everything highlight, or everything in that column that has a dollar amount. Out of the 441, which is the improvement line.
Oh, okay.
The other question would be the upper brick path at Kreider. That's the connecting those two?
That would actually be replacing the entire upper brick path
Oh, replacing the entire. okay.
existing. Yep, and I'm waiting on a quote for that too. I just talked to them yesterday.
And the 7,000 is from the upper to the lower.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, we talked about Ray Community Foundation helping on that?
For the upper brick path?
No, from the concrete path from the upper to the lower.
Oh, I mean, whatever, any of these probably they would be willing to look
Right.
at it at least. And I talked to him a couple different times about the upper brick path or replacing that. And he's like, bring it whenever you're ready.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's kind of pursue the upper brick path and the concrete path and start getting some realistic numbers and
Yep.
talk with Ray about those.
yep. I started to get in a quote for the upper brick path back in
Yeah.
December, and Dave from Dave's Landscaping, he leaves to Florida, and then he does a mission trip down, and he's out of the country right now, but his son is helping to finish that quote,
Yeah,
so.
so let's understand, let's just kind of put those on the to-do.
Yep. And then the only other thing I have, if we're done with this, is tree board. So Al came and spoke with me, Al Spice, yesterday, and with Andrew and I. And before I forget, you guys mentioned something about the trails being plowed. 90% of the time, that's Andrew out there plowing those trails. He usually gets here before I do, but so yeah, it's his efforts getting that out there early and plowing. So
Hey, good job, Elm, or good job.
Andrew, yes. Tree board, like a lot of the committees, well, maybe even more so. I didn't realize how long Al had been on the tree board. almost 30 years, sounds like.
We lived here, 2 or 3 or something.
So, it hasn't been a lot of change in that tree board since I've been here, for 17 years. And they're just getting older and less able to do work, and so trying to, see if they can revitalize, get younger people in. Do they still want to keep the tree board going? Would it benefit the tree board to come underneath parks, the umbrella of parks? So at this point in time, it's just, just thoughts, just thinking, brainstorming. But I mentioned it to Mary about, is there any benefit? Would it, would it even be possible to bring tree board on the parks? And so I just talked to her this morning about it. So just some ideas and just thinking about it. So.
Going back in history, and I can't tell you when there was that discussion at one time. It just didn't go anywhere, so.
When then and now was then and now, we thought it would be helpful if they were a committee under Parks.
Oh, yeah.
But now I don't, and it didn't happen, but I don't know how that would work with tree board, because they've got their own money and they're their own thing, but.
Yeah.
But for then and now, we did have that discussion,
Yeah.
so.
Like the tree board money is in the, like they submit all of their stuff to the town to pay,
Right.
unless they've got something else.
Not that I'm aware of. So yeah, they do have their own budget.
Right. Well, a thought process to consider, I guess.
Mary and I are going to talk a little bit later on about a volunteer appreciation thing, of maybe doing an expanded thing beyond parks with all volunteers for town, so more to come about that. And
Okay. About it?
I think so.
Okay. Well, the last thing we have on the list is election of 2026 officers. Does anybody have a thought process how we want to proceed with this? Okay. Resounding quiet here.
Crickets.
Let's just, we'll just start at the president. Want me to continue? All in favor, say.
Aye.
Vice president.
Barb.
That's Barb.
I'll keep it if you need me to, because I just fill in for John if I need to. But if someone else would like to take that, that is fine too. Fine either way.
I say we keep it.
All in favor of keeping it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay. Go Barb.
Yeah.
Okay, those are easy. Secretary. Elma. Elma O.
Great.
Let's, everybody give a loud applause to Elma for doing that. That's about it, isn't it, Tom?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm a treasurer. Town's a treasurer.
Well, we have, again, thanks to everybody. We've got a full complement, and as you can see, there's lots of stuff going on. And just due to, all of that's due to everybody working together and taking pieces of it and taking responsibility of their pieces. So, Mary, thank you for being with us and supporting us and even being here today. So with that in mind, unless anybody has anything else, we'll call the January 21st meeting of the Park and Recreation Board closed.